Welcome to another episode of It's a Long Road, the Rambo series podcast. I am your host, Ryan, and with me today, of course, is Dom. Dom, how you doing, brother?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, what Sly! Wow, is that
How you doing? I'm having a contest. You come to get a statue and stuff.
Sly? We already had the contest has already happened. Do you not remember?
There was handpicked.
Sly, are you imitating Mick?
That's Sylvester Stallone as Rocky imitating Mickey.
We're going really meta on this. We want to welcome everyone that's watching us live. We also want to welcome those who are watching us on YouTube. We want to welcome those who are watching us wherever you're watching us from. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your love. And Dom, I've got some great emails to read today. This is not the final episode of It's a Long Road.
Contrary to popular belief, it's going on for another 14 episodes.
Some of the emails speak to this. Some of them will give us ideas. We'll speak to some of the things that people are bringing up. We've got a lot to cover today. We are late releasing this to the feeds, to the podcast audio feeds on iTunes and Spotify. So we want to say to those listeners, we're sorry. We're sorry that we're late to that because Dom's schedule and me being in the Middle East right now, it's very hard to correlate. The fact that we're doing it at all is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Katie's here. Is that Katie G, my Rocky co-host? Yeah, look at her. Wow. You know what? She's probably joining live. She goes, "Hi, guys. This is the first time I'm able to join live for a bit." She goes, "She can't wait for a bit." I like how she's already saying she's gonna tap out.
She already has an exit plan. She's like, "I just want to show some face and leave."
I can't handle this live. Well, she does listen to every episode. It's her Sunday routine when they come out. This is going to come out not on a Sunday because we're already behind. At the time of this recording, we're already 4 or 5 days behind of our normal release because of the schedule, because of my work schedule in the Middle East, because of Dom's work schedule with, what do you call the mob? Sanitation? What do they call that?
Yeah, sanitation, the mob. And then in the winter, we get all involved in snow and all that fun stuff. So that becomes like over garbage, snow, plowing and stuff, all that fun stuff. Very exciting.
Dom is a hard worker. He truly is. We got a big, huge Frank segment today. A lot to talk about. We might do 30 seconds of the Rambo film. I'm not even joking.
Just like he sets a trap, somebody blows up, and then that's it.
The goal is to make the last part of the Rambo 5 the longest coverage ever that this film has ever received. They probably spent less time editing the film.
That should actually be the podcast after this. We shouldn't even finish the movie. It should just be like we do other things, like we do other movies, and then we take like a microsecond of the ending of Rambo 5.
I think that's pretty much where we're going. And I think, we're going to go through some emails. I'm not going to read them all at once. I'm going to read some now. We'll do some Frank coverage, and I'll read some after, and then we'll do some Rambo coverage maybe, and then we'll read some at the end. We got a lot of emails. It's really flattered. I really want to say, guys, thanks for sending your emails in. Some are short, some are long. That's fine. We appreciate them all, and I'm going to go through them right now. This says, Ryan and Dom. This is from Carl. Ryan and Dom, just want to say you guys have done a great job. I found this podcast by randomly searching for a Rambo podcast on Spotify. See, that's insane to me. So people are looking for Rambo podcasts.
I found this podcast as the last resort of the Rambo podcast out there.
Can you imagine someone search for a Rambo podcast and they get this gong show of a show? He goes on to say, who would have thought that there are people who love Sly, Rambo, and the Rocky movies as much as I do? I'm a fan of your other podcast as well. So there you go, Katie.
Nice.
This is Carl, who listens to the Rocky one as well. The Rambo podcast is one of the few that I have to watch on YouTube instead of just listening.
Can't just take our voices. He wants the visual companion as well.
Well, it might not be our faces. I really think it's the Frank coverage. I think seeing the Frank coverage in person is key. Are you still there? Oh, we got some bad leg, folks. Just wait 1 sec. This is what happens when we're live. Does anyone hear Dom, or do they hear me or anyone else? Okay, you can hear me, but Dom is frozen. Okay, so we'll just wait for Dom to come back. I'll just tell him just to rejoin. Here he is. He figured it out.
Yeah.
Dom, what happened to you, brother? Was that my internet or yours?
I mean, I was looking at mine. It seemed pretty good. I just started getting black screen.
Okay, it might be my internet, and I apologize. So Dom's frozen again. Oh, he's come back 3 times.
There we go.
Look at that. You're here 3 times. Look, why are you there? Look at
I have no idea.
You see you up there? Am I going crazy? Is that you up?
I see a black screen that says my name.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you got kicked out. Okay.
Okay.
We got like the most people watching us live, and now they're just watching us do like camera settings.
I just, yeah. This is why they watch. This is why you need the
Oh my
visual
gosh.
component.
Okay, where were we? Go back to the emails. Okay. Just don't talk and don't move, and you should be fine for the rest of the podcast. All right. He goes, he goes, it can be challenging since I work in a factory at one of the big three. One of the big three? What does that mean?
Is that delivery services? I
Cars,
immediately
maybe?
go to delivery. I used to, maybe.
Maybe
Yeah.
cars. Okay. But it's worth it to see your smiling faces. Okay, he does want to see our faces. Well, thanks, Carl. Oh,
Thank you.
And then he says, and I have to see that Frank coverage with my own eyes. There you go. It is the Frank coverage.
You can't believe it if you don't see it, right?
He says, I will definitely stay subscribed, and I would love it if you guys did a mob movie podcast or a Western podcast. I'm all in. Thanks for the laughs and the impressions, Carl. Thanks, Carl.
Appreciate it.
This is from EM King. He's been a longtime listener of my Rocky podcast. He says, yo, guys, sad to see the show coming to a close, but I'm very excited for a mob or Western podcast, or you can just redo the ones you did without Dom. Good job on the podcast. I thought about that, but no, I can't. I can't do
It's
any more
too much
Sly.
Rambo. It's just I can't handle any more Rambo
No.
or Sly.
No, I love Sly and I love Rocky, but this is it. I can't do. Let's just be honest, guys. Stay subscribed to this channel. If nothing's over, till it's over. Okay, next one. This is from Henry. He said, hi, Ryan. Hi, Dominic. Hope you're both doing well and having a good new year. I just want to say how much I've enjoyed listening to your Rambo podcast. I've pretty much binge listened to it while at work and have loved every minute of it. That's awesome.
Awesome.
He goes, yes, I even enjoyed the crazy antics of Frank. Your episode, every email I think mentions Frank. Get ready for it. He says, your episode with the theater guy and the kids had me laughing so hard there were tears going down my face. Remember that theater guy with the kids?
Yes, I remember. It all just came back to me. Horrifying. Still horrifying.
Oh, man. It's one of the weirdest, craziest videos. We made him shut down his own channel. I think
And
he was
burning a photo of Frank Stallone.
burning photos of Frank Stallone, and the kids were all. That was weird, man. It was weird. I don't believe his story. I think he's like part of Pizzagate or something. I'm not sure. He goes on to say, I think it was around 87. He was born in 81 that I have my first memory of Rambo. A childhood friend of mine and I would play NES games and watch the first Rambo on Betamax.
Nice.
I've always loved the Rambo series and watched them about once a year. I must confess that I love the Rambo series more than the Rocky series. That's fine. We actually mentioned there's people that listen to this podcast who like Rambo and not Rocky. That's totally fine. And then vice versa. My co-host on the Rocky podcast, he doesn't like the Rambo series.
Oh, he doesn't like it at all, huh?
He's barely a Sly fan, actually.
He's a bigger Frank fan, obviously.
He doesn't like anything that's fun. I love you, Kyle. All right. For Christmas, he said, for Christmas, I purchased the Rocky collection so I can catch up before listening to your Rocky podcast next. Oh, wow. Thanks.
Nice.
That's
There we
awesome.
go.
A lot to listen to with that, brother. I've included a picture of a recent photo I got autographed by Sly.
Oh.
Your recent episode talked about the Sly Stallone shop. I did place an order for the Rambo figure and one of his dog tags to go with the autograph to display.
Oh, wow.
Oh, awesome, Henry. Henry, when you get that done, send us a photo of that display. I think that'd be great. Again, thank you to Ryan and to your co-hosts and to all of your different guests. Looking forward to the last episode going out with a bang. And it won't be today. Who knows what that's going to be.
In 2 years from now, we finally finish the movie.
I don't think we're going to get to it today. And then it'll be over. But as we all know, nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off. He goes, have a wonderful 2024. Henry, I love it. He goes, Henry, Kenosha, Wisconsin, USA. P.S. Hope to hear this in the next episode. Well, Henry, you have, and you did. I'm going to show you the picture really quick. Let's see if I can figure that out.
Appreciate it, Henry.
Appreciate it. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put the picture into the YouTube video. So you have to come to YouTube to see the photo. Yeah, it'll be there. So it doesn't make sense. If you're watching it audio, you can't see it anyways. But it'll be on the YouTube. So check out the YouTube. This is from Katie. Katie, you still there? Did she already leave? Did she do her heart out? Is she gone?
I think she bailed. She said, "Fuck this."
Yeah, I don't blame her. I'm surprised she even listens to me. She has to like co-host the Rocky podcast with me. I'm surprised she listens to me. She goes, "Hey guys, I couldn't miss sending in an email in honor of your last-ish episode, Winky Face." So she knows. She knows.
We just lied and said it was our last episode. We get more emails, and now we're gonna do another 20.
Hey, it worked. Put it this way, the more emails we get, the longer this podcast will go on. She goes, I've enjoyed this series from the get-go, but I do think you found an exceptional groove as a permanent duo. Oh, thank you. I do too. Dom's the best. He really is the
Appreciate
best. Therefore, I think I speak for all of us when I say nothing is over. I demand you continue the journey with tangentially related movie genres or even one-offs with continued frank coverage, of course. You just can't turn it off, Katie. Very true. We are going to continue. Okay. Hey, Ryan and Dom. This is from Doug, my collaborator on my other Stallone podcast. So we cover Stallone films and, of course, the Rocky Minute podcast. He says, by now you already know what a huge fan I am of this show. So it's no surprise that I'm sad to see it end. Ryan, I remember you talking to Craig and me during one of our Stallone podcast episodes when you were just kicking the tires on the idea of covering Rambo. And it seems like it's come and gone way too quickly. I know, it is kind of weird. I remember thinking I would never get to the Rambo series, and it's almost over. It's weird. He goes on to say, I guest hosted very early in First Blood, and even that feels like it was just yesterday. I liked your revolving cast of guest hosts, but bringing Dom on full time was a great choice because let's face it, Ryan, your Stallone impressions are dreadful. You know what, Doug? You can. I kind of like.
Ryan, you turned into a freaking loser.
He goes on to say, I have no room to talk because mine may be worse than yours. So you bring on Dom, who serves a few purposes: a dynamite Stallone impression, some great thoughts and insight on the movies, and someone to laugh at your terrible jokes. I'm joking, of course. I love you, Ryan. My jokes are bad. I know it's true. Dom is a great co-host. He laughs at my stupid jokes. I love it. He goes, this idea might be batshit crazy, but as you might tell by the title of this email, I'm proposing you go back and cover the Rambo minutes in a much more bite-sized format. I know minute by minute is very ambitious, but what about a 3-minute chunks or 5? Doug, in all fairness, we already have covered the film that way, haven't we? We're put this way. The last 5 minutes of Rambo 5 will be second by second. I think we're gonna cover 1 second at a time. Because I feel like the Rambo well is deep enough where you can get plenty of information out of small bits of the movie. To be honest to you, Doug, and to you, Dom, I still have considered starting this again with you. I'm not even joking. I only wish I had you from the beginning, but I've had some great co-hosts too, like guests that came on. It's tough. Anyways, he says, thank you for the gift of Rambo coverage you've given us, and I hope to hear more of your brother and Stallone, Doug. So we'll stop there. We'll read some more later. You know, let's be honest. This is why people are really here.
And here's another segment of Frank Stallone. Who is this guy?
The first video of 2024 starts off with an absolute bang. Dom, do you have your bingo card out?
Yes, I do.
On this video alone, we might get bingo. I want you to listen for these sounds. Tell me if you hear these sounds.
Okay.
Car honk, helicopter, birds, and gunshot.
Listen, he's got to start the year off right. It's got to be as noisy as possible. He's got to up it from last year, Ryan.
Happy New Year's, folks. It's 2024. Hopefully, the start of a great year. We had a bad.
That was an explosion. Somebody's dead. Somebody just died off camera. Somebody just died off camera next to Frank.
Frank has heard more explosions on this video than I've heard my whole time in the Middle East.
Somebody throw a grenade? Like, what is that? Please
let us know. Frank, are you okay? First off, are you and Alex okay? So there's the gunshot explosion. So mark that off on your...
Hopefully, the start of a great year. We had a bad year in 2023. And
so good. It's so good. It's like somebody's off to the side of one of those Looney Tunes, like Acme things, and they just blow it up.
They're like, hey, do you see Frank wishing everyone a happy new year? Let's suicide bomb the post office while we're at it. A great start to the new year. Boom. Somebody actually died. Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
God. That was good. That was a good way to start his first.
2022 and 2021. Hopefully an even number, 2024 will be a good year.
Okay, so he mentions the previous years And now he thinks because 24 is an even number, it just might
Should be good.
Well, it's true. Every odd Star Trek film was a crappy film.
That is true. That is true. I can vouch for that as well.
Maybe Frank looks at the years the same way as he does Star Trek films.
I'm back in the gym. People saying I'm skinny. I'm not really. I'm just thinner than you normally see. So from 204 to 186.
Drop 204 to 186. That's
Big
insane.
drop. I don't want to say, but a sickly drop.
It looks like a middleweight, this guy.
I feel this is actually my normal weight. This is what I should look like. The beard puts a few more pounds on me, but I'm doing okay. So wishing you all good health, happiness, and I want to say...
Did you hear the Ravens in the background?
Yes. Yeah, he's getting... They're circling him right now.
I love how he says, I wish you all good health. The omen of the raven, the death bird. His
beard puts a few more pounds on me, but I'm doing okay. So wishing you all good health, happiness, and I want to say my condolences to my good friend Buck McNeely, who passed away. We had many good times out there fishing in the wilderness.
He's standing in the middle of traffic. They're just honking at him.
Oh my gosh, and gunshots, horns honking, cars driving him by. It's like, Frank, can you do a video somewhere where
A soundproof room? Like,
I love how he's giving his condolences to his buddy Bud and just cars honking.
I want to say my condolences to my good friend Buck McNeely, who passed away. We had many good times out there fishing in the wilderness and stuff like that. So to his family and his kids, my condolences, and to everyone else, let's get it this year.
So to everyone else, let's get it this year. Dom, there you go from Frank. Thanks, Frank.
there we
appreciate
go.
it.
Let's get it this year.
Of course, we're indoors at probably one of the busiest restaurants in wherever he is right now. He's wearing an ascot, a scarf, a Western scarf with a plaid red shirt, and he's going to pull out pocket watch. And that's what he's referring to. He wants us to believe that this is all he wears, that he doesn't wear anything else but a pocket watch. So here we go.
Hi, this is Frank Stallone, and I don't wear a wristwatch anymore, but I do wear a pocket watch. This is a Rockford pocket watch from probably 1880s. It's solid gold, and I sit it and I put it in my jean pocket, and no one's going to rob me for this.
What?
I don't know. It's solid gold. He puts in his pocket. He doesn't wear a wristwatch, but no one's going to rob him for this. Well, number one, I wouldn't advertise where you're putting a gold watch.
I wouldn't.
Frank,
Yeah, I wouldn't advertise solid gold because now you are going to get robbed probably for it.
But to be fair to Frank, he has shown us that he can fight. You know, if anyone's coming at him, he knows how to protect himself, so he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine. He's got a gold pocket watch for the 1880s. Apparently, that's all he's going to use for time. What we need to do now, Dom, is we have to do a wristwatch watch. We call it the wristwatch watch.
Within the next week, he's going to be wearing a wristwatch.
Well, we'll
100%.
find out.
He's got all
Well, he
those
says he's not
colors.
That's true. Yeah, he has some nice watches, but apparently he's done. He's done with wristwatches. It's a gold watch in his front pocket. That's it for now on.
Well, second day back at the gym. Today was shoulders and back, which is a very important muscle parts to use.
I thought a car was going to run into him.
For our audio listeners, of course, who can't see this, he's wearing a toque or a snow cap, his Kronk sweatshirt. This is his second day in the gym. I think he's referring to he probably took the Christmas break. He's getting back into the gym. But as per normal, what Frank has to do, he's talking in the middle of traffic. So he has to move out of the way so a car doesn't hit him. I love that subtle. There's a car coming, and he's like, oh, man, don't you know who I am? I'm Frank Stallone.
Shoulders and back, which is a very important muscle parts to use. And we had
The shadow really, it looks like it's going to hit him at that point.
It was very close. Frank only moved as much as he had to prove a little bit of I'm Frank Stallone.
Alex and I taking business. And of course, I want to thank my man Bronco McCart in Michigan for the Kronk wear. And we're definitely hoping for the Detroit Lions to get in the Super Bowl. That would be.
Do you follow football?
Not really. I'll watch Super Bowl. I kind of fall off with it as the season goes on. Giving up.
Do we know how far Detroit is, or do we know if they're still in? Or
asking the worst person.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyone in our chat, let us know. I just feel bad for Frank. I hope his team is making it.
I hope.
Deep into the,
Be kind of nice to see. And also, our good friend in Italy, Lorenzo Rusa.
What?
Did he say
good?
Our good friend in Italy?
Well, I don't know if I heard the in Italy. I just heard our good friend Italy. the country, and then he just started speaking Italian for some reason. Let's just go back a bit. I'm not too sure what he's saying here, but he's wishing a friend from Italy something.
He said
That would be
Enzo.
kind of nice to see. And also, our good friend in Italy, Lorenzo Rusa.
Lorenzo Lula.
Yeah, but a good friend Italy. Did you catch that? Italy.
Good friend.
And so we just had a great day. It's a beautiful, windy day today.
What is he talking about? Okay, he talked about the Detroit Lions, then his friend Italy, Enzo. I think he might be. I don't know. What do you think?
I think the brain is. I don't think it's all.
Yeah.
I don't think at all times it's fully functioning.
Yeah, he's got a lot on his
That's
mind.
Mhm.
Oh, good. Louise just told us this is great. Detroit plays in the NFC Championship game this weekend. Okay, let's everyone say a prayer for Frank and his team.
Hopefully
Okay.
for Frank.
And, you don't have to kill yourself in the gym. Just stay fit and progress. When you haven't been to the gym and then all of a sudden you start lifting heavy, boy, oh boy, you're going to feel it. So have a blessed day. Don't take any wooden nickels.
Don't take any wooden nickels. He's back in the gym. So he's kind of projecting. He's feeling a little bit stiff. He hasn't been in the gym in a while. So he's like, yeah, that's fine. That's fair. Hey, look, I haven't been the secret of never having pain in the gym, Dom, is don't go to the gym. That's my philosophy.
That's the secret.
Now, Dom, do you want to describe Frank's outfit here?
He's wearing a flannel, black and white flannel checkered shirt. He's wearing his trademark sunglasses and a winter hat, a winter skull cap.
Now, that shirt looks a little big for him, does it not? Or
It does look big, but he did say he lost weight, right?
I guess it looks like this is like 1993. It's part of a Tupac video.
He's on a hip hop cover, right? Hip hop album cover.
MC Frank
Frontal advisory sticker at the bottom.
definitely will have some racist lyrics. Let's be honest. So let's.
Oh, he's saying the N word. He's definitely.
The music producer's like, Frank, you're not allowed to. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm from the streets,
Okay.
Philly. It's
I'm
okay.
friends with Mr. T. I could do this.
All right, let's hear what he has to say in this get up here.
Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to say I'm so happy for 2024. 2023 was a very challenging time for me. The old Frankster almost bit it.
Oh my God.
He almost died. So we'll talk about the Mayo Clinic later. But
the Mayo
yeah,
Clinic, right?
he went to the Mayo Clinic, not for his hair transplants, but for his heart. So that's official. And that explains why, and you'll see it later in these videos, Dom, that explains why there's a lot of God in church talk. He has found God again. Anyone that goes to that near-death experience,
Yeah.
he's turned his heart towards
You
God.
got to go through the shit to find God. That's
right.
what I've realized. That's why I haven't really found God yet.
No, I'm going to wait till I'm 75 and get a heart attack.
Yeah,
then I'll make my
exactly.
peace.
And I had dear friends that supported me. And usually,
He went into a group of people and he was like, I'm going to record right here. This is good.
I love this. Again, Frank just cannot find a place to have a conversation. During his little God talk here, there's a lady, she's talking very loud on the phone behind Frank. You see Frank's shoulder check, like, really, lady? You're in my frame. Watch this.
just wanted to say I'm so happy for 2024. 2023 was a very challenging time for me. The old Frankster almost bit it. And I had dear friends that supported me. And usually, your real friends are in times of crises. And you don't have to talk to them every day. Sometimes you just appear in a time of crises. I feel.
So he says you know who your friends are in times of crises. Yeah, sure, I guess. Did you call Frank when he went to the Mayo Clinic?
I didn't know. I wish I would have now. I'm on his shit list now.
We've been on it for a while.
I have a lot of good friends. And I've reconnected with some people. Going to start going to church again. And faith and gratitude is probably one of the finest things you can have in life. We've all made mistakes. We've all done things we're sorry for.
I wonder what he's done that he's sorry for. I would love to know. I know it's between him and God, but I wonder what the old Frankster's done.
What dark secrets lay in Frank Stallone's mind?
Other than that album that he dropped in '93 with all that racist stuff. I wonder what else he's done.
But we can't live in the past. We live in the future.
Can't live in the past. We live in the future. We don't live in the present. We live in the future.
That's impossible, Frank. We can't live in the future. We live in the present. We can't live in the future.
We've all done things we're sorry for. but we can't live in the past, we live in the future. So I believe redemption is one of the greatest things, and forgiveness, you know. And I think forgiveness is one of the greatest traits you can have, even though...
As like his emotional speech is about to crescendo, it's just like, what?
He's getting all spiritual on us. He's giving us the Church of Frank is kicking in. He's feeling the spirit of God. Even the cops are like, wrap it up, Frank. That's enough.
Yeah, move along.
So I believe redemption is one of the greatest things, and forgiveness, you know. And I think forgiveness is one of the greatest traits you can have, even though that siren just blew my line. God bless you all.
The cop's like, wrap it up. You're holding up traffic. Wrap it up. All right, so now he's out again, out in the middle of the road here. He's wearing another white snow cap, a nice white hoodie. He's got a lot of new clothes. I think he got a lot of new clothes over the holidays. Everything he's wearing seems like fresh off the rack.
I haven't seen him in a lot of these clothes before.
He went to church. He talked about going to church, and people commented on him going to church, and this is his response to people commenting on him going to church.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the kind words.
He's wearing a watch. He's wearing a watch.
Going to church was very...
Did anyone else catch that? Was Dom the first one to catch that? There it is. He says he's never wearing a watch. He's only got the pocket watch. Frank couldn't last 1 week.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the kind words yesterday. Going to church was very cleansing and fun. And it is fun to be happy that you're able to do something like that.
Church has never been fun.
It's never fun. It's dull, boring, and it's repeated the same things. Here's the secret, guys. Here's the secret to church. Don't be a dick. Just be nice to people. Name me one crime where you can do it and not be a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't be a dick. That's it. Sermon over. Go home. God bless.
Boom.
Boom. That's it.
And felt great. We did shoulders.
I want to go to this sermon.
That's why he had fun. He was working out at the church.
At the church. Yeah.
And it is fun to be happy that you're able to do something like that. And felt great. We did shoulders and cardio. Easy.
Me and the Padre, we did shoulders. And Father, come on.
I wouldn't mind if you wouldn't mind standing on my back while I do push-ups and
strict, to the point, get on with it. And I want to thank out to Mayo Clinic. I was at the Mayo Clinic. It's a life-changing experience. So if any of you ever get the chance, go to the Mayo Clinic.
He's saying it like it's a store. Like, go to the Mayo Clinic. Like, if you're going to the Mayo Clinic, you have a medical condition. So, like,
and if you're dying of a heart attack and have an extra, $5,000 a day to spend, you too could go to the Mayo Clinic. Sure, Frank. I made reservations for both of us to enjoy the Mayo Clinic. Oh,
great. That'll be our next podcast, live from the Mayo Clinic.
Stop.
The Mayo Clinic is like Disney World to Frank.
Well, it saved his life.
Really wonderful, and it will do you good. So it's a great day, happy day, and let the good Lord take a liking to you and have a great day.
He had to move again. Another traffic. He had to move again. He's always got to navigate that darn traffic. Okay, today looks like a colder day. We got Frank wearing no shade glasses, just normal glasses, a baseball cap, and a hoodie or a jacket of some sort. And let's see what he has to say today.
Good morning. Another fun day at the gym. And I had some interesting stuff yesterday with the medium, which would kind of blew my mind, which is...
Oh, my, he's talking about a sidekick medium?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
What I wouldn't give to hear frickin' Frank, for the love of all that's holy in your mega church where you do your workouts, please release a video of what that medium told you for all that's holy. I can't remember. Maybe he does share it, but I don't think he does. He just gives us a bit of a tease that he went to a medium.
Fun day at the gym, and I had some interesting stuff yesterday with the medium, which would kind of blew my mind, which is terrific.
Which blew my mind, which is terrific.
He doesn't let us know.
No, I don't think so. Does he believe it? Come on. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, your father's talking to you, Frank. He's proud of you. Oh, come on. Your mother's waiting for you, Frank. She's waiting for you, Frankster. She knows your hair's real.
Your mother got another surgery. In the afterlife.
Face of an angel, your mother. Face of an angel.
Burt Young says she's busted.
I'm gonna Please don't work for her no more.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh.
She goes up to Frank's mom and says, "You got your face all fixed up good."
Oh God! We're bad people.
We're terrible people. You think there's a chance Frank will ever come on our show?
Not after that. If there was, the nail has been put into the coffin. It's done.
Anyway, I want to thank my man Johnny Means Boxing for that.
This guy gets more swag from everything he wears is donated to him. Even the mail clinic gave him a shirt.
Gives him shirts. Like he just requests shirts, I think.
Oh, it's amazing.
Hat and my main man, the best referee in boxing, Jack Reese, who's former captain of the LA Fire Department. But good men, doing good stuff. But anyway, this medium I had a session with yesterday, like blew my mind. I mean, people came in that there's no way this person could have known who they were. So, hey, when we leave this world, I think we're...
Whoa. So he says people came in to the session. There's no way this person would know who they were.
There was no way that they could have known who Burt Young was.
Oh my gosh. How many dead people does Frank know? Oh, what I wouldn't give to freaking have that recording. How much would you pay to have that session?
Easy 1,000. Easy
$1,000 easy. I would drop 1,000 right now. Tease, Frank, you're such a tease, man. Why would he tell us this much and not tell us anything at the same time?
No way this person could have known who they were.
Seance.
So, hey, when we leave this world, I think we're going to a better place because everyone seems happier there than here. God bless. Have a great day.
I guess, Frank, we're going to a better place. I hope we are. He wants to go somewhere where there's no traffic and no cars honking. All right. So now look what Frank's wearing. Do you see what he's wearing?
Oh, I see it already. Uncle Frank's, baby.
He's wearing Uncle Frank's. We're talking about everything he's wearing is some sort of swag. Well, he's got the Uncle Frank swag, and we're going to get to that. I've got some news here and something to share with our listeners. A contest I think people might enjoy, and I'm hoping people will do this with us. I'm going to give people about a month and a bit to do it. I'll tell you what it is after this video. It's a tease. Stick around.
Hey, folks. Well, we got the good news. Uncle Frank's Bourbon launches today, 12 o'clock Eastern, probably 9 o'clock Pacific time. And this is one of our articles. This is a windbreaker. It says Uncle Frank's there. And it's very lightweight and it's beautiful. And here's the Uncle Frank's hat. And look at this. This is a wonderful feature.
Okay, so he's wearing a light jacket. It's all camouflage, which I love. It's to indicate, his hunting. Remember, he's an animal lover.
Yeah. He's always there at the benefits singing and then hanging deer heads on his wall.
But the swag all indicates killing. Now he's talking about the hood, this amazing hood. Look what this hood does, Dom. Spoiler alert for our listeners. It does what every hood in a jacket does, but he's acting like this has never been done before on a jacket.
The hood comes all the way up, no buttons, just go right here. Here's the hood.
No way.
Yeah. So just for our listeners, the hood zips up and goes over top of your head. But apparently he's blown away by this.
He was really blown away. They probably lied to him and told him this is the first jacket that does this, Frank.
Wait a minute, I can't see him. Where is he? Where did he go?
Yeah, there you go. Where'd he go? And that camouflage is gone. It's invisible.
See? And on the back.
Now look at that's horrible. That's actually really bad. There's an Uncle Frank's on the back as well. So no matter where you're looking at this jacket, you got to see the Uncle Frank's. I got to say that's pretty bad to put. It's fine in the front. It's fine in the front, but it's right there, dead center of your back, Uncle Frank. So no matter where you're standing, it screams Uncle Frank.
Uncle Frank. You're gonna see me wearing that jacket the next episode.
So these products are all available, reasonably priced, made in America.
Yes, Frank, we know it's not made in China.
At UncleFranksBourbon.com. www.
I love you, Frank, but you don't have to do www anymore. They did away with that years ago. Years ago.
Worldwide Web.
Yeah, world. HTTP // colon.
So get yours today. This is a beautiful thing. This is the first one out. I'm wearing it today at the gym. It's perfect for the gym.
It's perfect for the gym. Now, do you hear what's sorry? The pilot in the air is like, hey, I think I see Frank about to plug his swag. Let's get an overhead and listen to that. Listen to how it drowns him out. Poor guy. I almost feel bad for him that he can't get one video out.
www.unclefranksbourbon.com. So get yours today.
Louder.
This is a beautiful thing. This is the first one out. I'm wearing it today at the gym. It's perfect for the gym. It's light. Thank you.
15 away. First of all, it's not perfect for the gym, Frank. Who's wearing a hunting jacket to the gym? Who's wearing camouflage to the gym?
Well, you answer your own question, Frank.
That's true.
So he says it's perfect for the gym, and he's wearing it at the gym. I don't want him to be any different than he is. Do you want him to be any different than he is?
No, it's entertainment for us.
So for our listeners, he's at the gym, he's on the treadmill, and he's going to show us not only his jacket, his swag that he's wearing at the gym, he's going to show us the different ways you can hold onto the treadmill.
2.5.
But we're gonna make it 3 in a little.
I'm gonna make it 3.
We're gonna make it. That's 3.1.
You can see my feet are moving. 15 is a good place to go, folks, because that's how you get your good cardio. And if you do it without your hands, it's much harder. So some people do it here. They can get your calories and your heart rate. And some people I like here.
So he's just showing you the different places you can hold the treadmill. He's talking about the incline. I don't know if it's clear. He's saying he's at an incline of 3.1 and he's going 15. I don't know what that means. 15 not miles an hour. He's walking okay.
It's probably like 1.5. Usually
it must be 1.5.
Like 1.5. Could you imagine like you're in the gym and you want to hop on a treadmill, and not only is one treadmill being taken up, but like the camera guy standing on another treadmill recording.
And we know who that is, right?
Yeah, his trainer. What's his name again?
Alex. That's Alex.
If you want to burn, 15 is the way to go. And if you don't, stay at 1, at 0.1, and you'll gain weight.
Yeah. So if you don't go on the treadmill, you get fat. And Alex laughs. Ha ha ha, fat people.
Next, I'm going to show you all the different ways you could pull up the hood.
And he's wearing his snow cap. In Canada, we call it a toque. He's wearing that on his head. Yeah. Now, this next video, he's outside. He's at we're going to get to where he's at. But he's outside at a ranch looking area. And I don't know who's holding the camera inside the truck, but it's showing Frank going towards a fence gate, and he's opening the gate.
I don't know. I was just going to say, I think he's leaning the camera up against the windshield.
I know someone's holding it. You'll see.
Somebody is holding it.
Yep. The driver's holding it. Now, his title for this video was "Fences are good for keeping bad things out." You know what that's referring to, right? Guess. Take a think of what he means by that.
Animals he wants to hunt? Or
no, I think it's political. Think political.
Oh, you're going. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. Actually, I got the title here. He titled it. Okay. Yeah. He goes, "Fences are very important in the country to keep the unwanted out."
He's talking about like immigrants, probably. That's what he's probably talking about.
I would assume so. And then he goes, "And keep the unwanted out and the horses in the U.S."
Wow.
Unwanted out. He must mean brown people. I can't imagine this any. What other person is he talking about? Seriously. All right, let's watch the video. So he's got the snow effect that they put on the camera for some reason. So he's look at him walk to the fence. Look at him walk. Alex is now rolled down the window. Well, what I love is Alex or whoever's driving the truck. Frank is giving the instructions. I want you to film me open this fence, and then I want you to open up the window because I want you to film me open up this fence. Watch how this video plays out. So open up the fence. It seems like very dramatic. It's very poetic. It's very somber. It's very. Now watch how Frank guides the truck through it. This is funny. Watch what he does here. he did a hand gesture. You see, like go this way. Like you see how he opened, like he's opened up the gates of heaven.
Is what a man does. A man's got to do, son.
Frank.
What?
Geez, I don't.
Is what a man does is what a man do. What is he saying? He just opened up a fence for the truck to go through. Okay, last video, folks.
Shot.
Now he's wearing his full cowboy outfit here, guys. Okay, but this is important. Now, what I love here is the cameraman is already inside this building.
He's very cinematic
Right.
with these.
Now, where he's at is actually legit. But what I kind of love here, the poor store owner or the poor person running this place, Frank gives a tour to this place. Now I don't have to go there. You'll see. You'll hear where he is. But what I love is the cameraman's already set up there. The poor person behind the counter is like, oh my, this is so embarrassing, because they would have had to come in. Frank would have to explain, look, I'm going to be doing some filming. My guy's going to film me. Yeah. So imagine all that's already taken place, but we're led to believe this is all naturally happening for the first time. Okay?
Hi, my name is Frank Stallone.
Oh no.
Who's he announcing this to? This is on his Instagram. Who else would it be? Remember The Simpsons? My name's Frank McClure. You might
Troy McClure.
Troy McClure. Now keep that in mind. I'll just go back a bit. Keep that in mind.
Hi, my name is Frank Stallone. I've been in many movies, Tombstone being one of the biggest.
He's in his second Tombstone.
One of the biggest, the biggest. You have not been in a bigger, other than the Rocky cameos. Yes, that notwithstanding, for a speaking part film, is there a bigger film that Frank's been in?
No. Unless you count like his cameo in Rocky 3 or something.
They don't
that,
count.
Right?
Those don't count.
Right.
Yeah, he's been in Rockies 1, 2, 3, and 6. Those don't count though.
And I've always read about Jesse James since I was a little kid, Frank and Jesse James. And here I am finally in the house that Jesse James was killed in.
That's where he is. He's in the house where Jesse James was killed in. What I love too is even the floors aren't quiet.
It's like, oh, Frank's here. We got to make as much noise as possible.
And this is the original house, right?
This is the house.
He's talking to counter person. This is the original house. The guy's like, yes, this is the house, you moron. This is literally what's on the brochure when you walked in, you idiot.
This is the house. And we'll walk into the foyer here. Bob Ford killed Jesse James as he was on this chair hanging, God bless this home, and cowardly shot in the back. But Bob and Charlie Ford.
He's so poetic, cowardly shot in the back. Yes, we know the story. Of course, the picture says, God bless his home. Of course, it's that. That's what it says.
Yeah. He was a good person, Jesse James.
Yeah. Jesse James was a murderer. Shut up, Frank. He killed people he didn't have to kill.
Right.
Didn't end up too good at the end because it was a cowardly thing to do. The same thing they did to John Wesley Hardin and Wild Bill Hickok. Of course, they would never face them head on.
Look, I loved Westerns, and I've talked about doing a Western podcast. I love the West. I love the stories. But to say any of these men, they were all dirty cheaters.
They were all pieces of shit, basically.
Yes, of course they were. Train robbers. They took money from people that they were bad people.
And Jesse was a Quantrill's Raider. He was a pretty interesting character, but he was a family man with kids.
Yes, he had a wife and kids.
He was a family man with kids.
Look, I love the character too, but that doesn't excuse some of their, like, I love the Billy the Kid character, but he was a killer.
Right.
He was a killer.
And this house is, how big is this whole house?
640 square feet.
This whole house is 640 square feet. And that's how people lived in those days. You got that big potbelly stove here.
So they lived just the same as they did today, Frank. I mean, some people have big homes, some people have small homes. You know, some people have no homes. I love what he's wearing. He is fully get up in his cowboy. Check out how big his hat is, Dom. You remember that scene in Dumb and Dumber when he buys the big cowboy hat? Jim Carrey's character.
Yes.
His hat looks like
He does look like he is dressed very similar to Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber.
Hey Frank, just buy the essentials, Frank. Just buy the essentials for our trip to Jesse James' house.
And in here,
look how big it is. Look how big that hat is.
That's like a 10-gallon hat. Is that one of those?
It's at least a 12-gallon hat.
there's more things in Jesse James' family. Old Frank James up there. This was the kitchen cabinet. And this is all this. I think it's the bullet, tie pin, everything with Jesse James.
So to be a tour guide of the Jesse James house, I think what you have to say is Jesse James. I think you just go around and point Jesse James here.
Jesse James wall. This is Jesse James' floor.
They got the Jesse James curtain over here. You got the Jesse James.
We have the skull. And here we move into.
I love the skull. The skull sculpture is literally rotating on a
I saw that. It's just
spinning skull of Jesse James. That's the Jesse James rotation table.
The bedroom where Jesse James slept in.
Jesse James slept in the Jesse James bedroom.
This is a pretty amazing experience because I've been reading about this most of my life and happened to be in this neck of the woods.
He happened to be where the Jesse James historic building is. He didn't make the trip specifically for this place. He just
definitely made the trip specifically for this place. Yeah, he happened to be dressed like that too, in full-blown cowboy.
It looks like he is dressed a caricature of a cowboy.
Right.
On a nice kind of rainy day, a little piece of history. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Well, I did. I just saved myself a lot of money. I don't have to go to this place now. I could just watch this video at any time.
Plummeting after this video.
Well, it was empty to begin with. Maybe Frank bought the place for the day, right? He bought the place for the day. Louise did bring a good point here. He says the Jesse James Brad Pitt film is pretty darn good from what I remember. It is. It's an excellent film. And if I ever end up doing that Western podcast, that is for sure going to be talked about. It is an amazing film, great film. All right, before we close the Frank Stallone segment, I just want to let everyone know, true to my word, and for the contest, the event, Dom, I'm doing this live on the air with you as well. You have not heard what I'm going to propose, but this is what I'm going to propose. Doug sent me a message on Facebook, and he too wants to try the Uncle Frank's bourbon. True to my word, Dom, I have purchased a bottle, and it's going to be at my house when I get back from the Middle East. I bought a bottle. I have bought.
Crazy son of a bitch! You did it.
I've got the receipts. I've posted it on Instagram. I tagged Uncle Frank and Uncle Frank's bourbon on Instagram, hoping that he'll give me my first like on Instagram.
Nice.
Right now, neither Uncle Frank or Uncle Frank's bourbon has liked my photo, but maybe one day they will. But I have bought it. It is a real thing. So here's the contest. I keep saying contest. The event that I want to hold. So Dom, you're going to buy a bottle too?
Yes.
To Uncle Frank's bourbon's credit, $50 for the bottle for a 750 milliliter bottle. That's the cost. That's fine. Free shipping.
You got free shipping to Canada.
I got free shipping to Canada.
Wow.
So if you're outside of the US or if you're in Canada, order the bottle ASAP. It's free shipping right now. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I was talking to my wife, Becky, when I bought it. I was like, I bet you it's going to go up in price. No, that's it. $50 free shipping to Canada.
That's
all right.
Wild.
So, Dom, are you going to buy a bottle?
Yeah, I'm going to buy a bottle. Do you think it's available in stores? Is it hitting stores?
Maybe if it's a little cheaper in stores, I wonder. But if you pre-order, I think it's only from the site. I don't think you can pre-order at the store. No rush, but I need you to buy a bottle. The reason being is, and everyone that wants to be part of this event has to buy a bottle. So whether you're a listener from Timbuktu, unlike the Rocky Day statue, this is not handpicked. Everyone's eligible to be a part of this contest, okay? What I want to have happen is, if you're a fan of our show and you have legitimately bought a bottle of Uncle Frank's bourbon, I'm going to send you a special link where you can have a drink with me and Dom on the air.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
That's cool.
So what we'll do is we'll have people come on. And you just want to come on the air and have a drink with Dom and Ryan. We're going to have a special drinking day. But here's part of the deal. You cannot drink it until you drink with us on the air. We're going to bring people on one at a time or two at a time. So Dom and I are going to have quite a few shots by the end of the episode.
Do not break the seal until you
have to break the seal. You have to break the seal on the air with Ryan and Dom. Break the seal on the air, have the taste with us on the air so you can tell all of our listeners your thoughts on Uncle Frank's bourbon. We want to have an Uncle Frank bourbon episode. It's going to be completely all about Uncle Frank and his bourbon. What do you think, Dom? Do you think people might do that with us?
I like it.
All right. So I might give it a month and a half to give a chance for people to listen to this episode and buy the bottle. It's not going to get to people's houses till the middle of February. So let's say by the end of March, we'll have a date lined up for people to drink Uncle Frank's bourbon with us on the air. And like I said, I'll send you a special link, and you can, again, talk to us, talk about your love of Rambo, and talk about that over a drink of Uncle Frank's. There you go. All right.
I got to get a cowboy hat.
Whatever you want to wear, dress up. That's right. Dress up for the occasion. Dress up for the occasion. Get a cowboy hat, like Dom said. Dress up, and we'll definitely, hopefully, people will join us for that, and we'll stream that live as well. End of March, beginning of April, we'll have that done, and we're doing that for you, Uncle Frank. See, we're doing that for you.
Yes. We got to promote Uncle Frank.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that ends this episode of Uncle Frank.
That concludes another episode of Frank Stallone. Who is this guy?
Okay, let's do a couple more emails, and then we'll do a little bit of the Rambo. Do we want to do the Rambo film?
Just gonna show Sylvester Stallone's face, and then that's it.
Well, we talked about how there was a little. I thought it was just him, the final guy. I think he has a few more kills. We'll get to those few more kills. Before we do, we got some more emails. People can still send in emails. This is not the final episode, so make sure you get those emails in before our final episode, folks. This is from Simon. Hi guys, thanks for all the great episodes. We'll definitely miss you too. At first glance, I thought, who are these two bums talking about Rambo? Can't be that great, right? Well, then after listening to hours of you both, I realized you're both still bums. Hey, come on, hey Simon.
We are freaking losers.
But at least you're not total bums. That's fair. Thank you. He says, in all seriousness, thanks for the great fun episodes and highlighting the Frank updates. I didn't know I needed that in my life. I don't think anyone did.
No.
Do you want to stop talking about him?
I never want to stop talking about him.
Okay, good. He goes on to say, I was brought to mind the classic film Uncle Buck in the last episode. Poor Uncle Frank being cropped out of the family photo reminded me of Uncle Buck being cut out of the wedding photos in the film. Also, calling yourself Uncle Frank for your company definitely reminded me of the film. It goes, I left the YouTube comment on episode 9, but I think the YouTube deleted it as I was talking about all the murder killings, so maybe it was flagged. All right, it's possible. I was surprised Rambo was taking people out of their misery after they were impaled or on fire. What do you think? That's a good point. Why would he take them out of their misery? Yeah,
that is surprising. Let them suffer.
Yeah, let the children suffer. I believe that's what God said. He goes on, I thought after what they did to Gabby, he'd let them suffer rather than a shotgun blast to the head after they've been stabbed. That's a good point. Also, I noticed that Rambo's face/scar seems not very prominent anymore. They made such a big deal of him being slashed up and forever scarred, but then I barely noticed it by the final act. Maybe Stallone wanted it not to distract from his face in the action scenes.
I can see that, yeah. Just like I don't want to wear the helmet a lot in Judge Dredd, you know? Ooh, the helmet, I want to cover my face. Ooh.
You guys paid a lot of money for me to be in this film.
I want to wear blue contacts.
Wishing you all the best for the final episodes of Rambo 5 and what you end up doing next. I've enjoyed revisiting the film this way, and I actually prefer it to part 4. Oh, interesting. As you mentioned, neither 4 nor 5 are much fun, though.
4 is not fun, though, because I'm pretty sure that 4 has the scene where they're going to rape her 20 times and cut her fucking head off. What's not fun about that, Simon?
What's not fun about that? He also says, I don't like the Expendables series, but I would love you and Don to revisit some other Stallone or war action films. That would be neat. There's also a ton of Rambo ripoff films that could be fun. Red Scorpion, Eastern Condors, Dead Prey, Missing in Action, Strike Commando, to name a few. Heck, even Frank Stallone action schlock like Terror in Beverly Hills or Outlaw Force. Ooh. Whatever you end up doing, it would be great, I'm sure. Thanks again for the efforts of the entertaining show. All the best, Simon. Thanks, Simon. I've got some ideas, but we're not going to run this episode too long. Well, it's only been an hour or whatever. Put it this way, I don't want to let go of Dom. He's my moneymaker. I got a second mortgage because of Dom, so... This one's from Rocco. He says, hi, Ryan and Dom. I wanted to write this email to express how much I've enjoyed this podcast and how excited I am to see the Frank Stallone series continue. Oh, Rocco will listen. Okay, so he's going to continue listening to the Frank.
I can't do this anymore, Rocco.
Yeah, Dom's tapping out Rocco. He can't do no more of this Frank Stallone stuff. I know about those things. Thanks again for making the series one that I look forward to every week. I have some exciting Rambo news coming soon that you guys might enjoy. Thanks, Rocco. What does that mean? That's a tease, Rocco. That's what they call tease in the business.
Yeah.
Rocco, obviously you're listening to this episode. You got to tell us more. What is this exciting news?
Don't leave us hanging like Frank left us hanging with his Medium experience.
That's right. That's right. That's 2 teases in one episode. I don't know if I can handle
Can't
that
handle
many
this.
teases.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's saying it might be a Rambo trivia book. Maybe.
Mm.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, tell us what's going on, Rock. Oh, is that Rocco? Oh, is that Rocco who did the Rocky? Oh, Rocco. Okay, so Rocco wrote the Rocky trivia book. Thank you, Katie.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that Rocco. Okay. Thanks, Katie. Rocco, that Rocco. I thought of an adult Rocco for some reason. Okay. Thanks, Rocco. Yeah, Rambo trivia book would be amazing. We'd have to start the whole series again just so we can go through that. Okay, this one's from Brian. He goes, "Hi, Ryan and Dom. My name is Brian. When I was 8 years old, I saw my first Rambo film. A neighbor who babysat me would record all kinds of movies on VHS. One day I was at her house. I popped in First Blood, and it became my go-to movie every time I was over there. I have watched that tape 100 times, commercials, editing, and all." He said, "I discovered your show this past December and have binged my way through every episode."
Nice.
A lot of people discover the show in December. It's interesting.
Mhm.
I love how the show has evolved from being more serious to funny and fun, just like the Rambo series. I feel bad for people that started, you know.
Our defense, though, you can't do these later Rambo movies so serious. You have to
I
rise
know.
to the occasion.
I understand, but I started off, interviewing David Morrell, and now it's gone through us.
You got me yelling things about Paulie, Sylvester Stallone's mother.
This show has reached a new low, as they say.
New low.
Okay. I really hope this show never ends. I don't think it's going to at this point. But if it does, I hope you two gentlemen continue to podcast together because you have great chemistry. Long live Frank, your new fan, Brian. Oh, thanks, man.
Awesome, Brian.
That's awesome. This one was emailed, "I'm listening." That was the subject line. "I'm listening." From Doug Barbeau. Goes, "Guys, I've listened to every episode despite not seeing the last 2 Rambo movies. Love you guys. Thanks, Doug."
Awesome.
This one here is this is Tim from Bristol, England. Okay. And before people tap out, I just want to say I love these emails and they give us stuff to talk about, but I don't think we're going to do any Rambo today. I just think this is a bonus sort of episode. In fact, this kind of gives you an idea of what Dom and I are going to continue doing. We're going to do Frank coverage. Here's a bit of a spoiler. What we are going to cover the Rambo cartoons. We are going to cover the cartoons. Maybe not necessarily every episode. We're going to cover quite a few of them. So it's going to be kind of Frank, Rambo, and then we're going to do Frank and some other films, if that makes sense. So
Frank's movie. Patriot, what is it? Patriots Day, Veterans Day.
Veterans Day. We're definitely covering that film. I can't say it 100 times. Stay on this feed. He goes here, "Hi, Ryan and Dom. Hope all is well. I just wanted to send a few random thoughts. I'm hoping this email isn't too late." It wasn't. I know you said you might squeeze 2 more episodes in before the end of the podcast series.
Let's say 6.
6.
Every episode it's going to be, let's say 8.
8 more. Well, yeah, I don't think we're covering any Rambo today, so we're going to squeeze out another one. He goes, "First things first, if I lived in Hope, British Columbia, and I ran Rambo tours and Sly was in town for Rambo Day, I would attend with or without a tour group. I would single out Sly, walk through the crowd, bust through the metal railing, chain link fence, or velvet rope. I would tell whatever security guard was in my way,
'Don't push it, or I'll give you a war you won't believe.'
I would walk up to Sly, look him straight in the eye, and bust out the
Driving your leg, I can find your leg. He said, "What's you shine?
speech, just like that setup with the little punk kid from the Rocky Day. Yeah, that kid was a little, ugh. I hate that kid, man. Remember that kid yelling at
Hulk
Sly?
Hogan one, right? He did the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, the
one
Hulk
too,
Hogan
right?
kid.
Kid.
That was such a setup, man. Even Sly wasn't crazy about it. He wanted the end. He's like, "Okay, kid, you made your point." Yeah.
Get out of there, kid. I do it better than you anyway.
Secondly, I wonder if Frank Stallone will sell more bottles of bourbon than guitars. Okay, I think he will because I just bought one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone listens to our show from his camp, but I think somebody does. Okay.
Oh God.
I went to the Frank Stallone guitar shop. Guess what they got rid of off the website? How many guitars are remaining? That option's gone
they
now.
really did.
Yeah, they took it out.
There's always those little fun
Yeah, I know.
coincidences with us. That's what he may be listening.
We were actually making Frank better product.
We're gonna sell him a lot of whiskey. I'm gonna sell him a lot of whiskey. I want an Uncle Frank's jacket for free, honestly.
We're gonna get some people buying your bottles so they can come on the show. Like if that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what does. Tim goes on to say, oh, I wonder if he sold any guitars. It's hard to say because now the number remaining is not there anymore, but they're still for sale. So you do the math, right? And lastly, I can honestly say, guys, that never has a podcast started off with so much potential than descend into such a lovable comedic crap. If you think about it, the podcast sort of mirrors the Rambo film series. Like First Blood, the podcast started off with this amazing, interesting, and gripping interview with David Morrell. The guest host offered lots of insightful points of views in Rambo 2. Like Dom's impression of Sly. Rambo 3 gave us lots of comedic one-liners from Sly. They were funny, but you just didn't want too much of it. Then things took a turn for the worse with Rambo 4 and the introduction of Frank Stallone, or so I thought. Then, like Last Blood, you gave us something that nobody asked for. The full-on 30 to 40-minute Frank Stallone segments, which are now an hour plus today. Who is this guy segment? But unlike Rambo 5, the more it went on, the more I loved it. I don't know if it was because Last Blood was so bad or because your coverage with Frank was so funny. Definitely the latter. Please keep up the Frank coverage. See, everyone's saying to keep up the Frank. Are people just listening now because of Frank?
I think that's it. I think that's all we got now is Frank Stallone stuff.
I've mentioned we're not doing the Rambo coverage, and no one has stopped watching our show right now live. So I wonder if it's just, we could wrap up Rambo 5 right now. He fights the guy, tears out his heart, goes in the rocket chair, drives off on a horse.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's the end of the movie. And now on with the Frank.
Dom, thanks for reminding us of Sly's favorite number of times. He asks, how many was it again?
It was raped us 30 fucking times.
The number keeps changing.
That's got to be in the trivia book that Rocco does. How many times does he say?
Can you imagine Rocco? He's like 13 years old.
Oh, no.
He's a kid.
Cover your ears, Rocco.
He's too late. He listens to everything. E.M. King is actually his dad. So it's really cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both father and son listen to our show. We love those guys.
Awesome.
It goes, Ryan, wishing you a safe return from Qatar. Missed the pot already, boys. Cheers, fellas. Tim from Bristol, England. All right. And the last email, I'm going to have you read it. This is from Corey.
They would have raped you 20 fucking times and chopped their head off and then rape you again. Right.
Something like that. He wrote that all in capital letters, and he wrote a nice sweet ending. He goes, he wants in for either Veterans Day or the Rambo cartoons. So we will bring you on, Corey. Corey was part of the No Redeemings Quality podcast, and I had him on a couple times. Corey wants to come in for one of those reviews. Awesome. Definitely. Now that we're ending the Rambo film, or the Rambo films are over, we definitely would like to have some guest co-hosts come in and crack wise with us regarding the Rambo cartoons and Veterans Day. If you're such a person like Doug or others, let us know and we'll get you on the show. We'd love to have other people cracking wise about the Rambo cartoons. Let's be serious here. So the show will continue. So here we go, folks. This is a bit of the update. This podcast will continue. It's a long road, the Rambo series podcast. It will sort of have a new title change. I don't know quite how it's going to work, but it's going to be called Nothing Is Over.
It's going to kind of be called... They would have raped you.
No, I don't think we can do that. I don't think iTunes will allow that. I don't think that they like to have rape in their titles. It's going to be called Nothing Is Over. You just can't turn it off. The podcast.
I like it.
So what that podcast will cover? That podcast will cover Frank Stallone, the Rambo cartoons, and Vietnam films.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay. Dom's on board with that. If he wasn't, I would just edit it out. So I still want to do my Western podcast, and I'm looking for guest co-hosts to come on that one with me. I will do some of them solo. But I think for Dom and I, we talked mob. Yes, we talked about those. I would love to do that at some point. But I think because we already have a feed, we already have a channel, we already have an audience, Dom, we can continue the podcast under the moniker Nothing Is Over. You just don't turn it off. The podcast, and of course, will be Vietnam films, Frank Stallone coverage, Rambo cartoons. All right. Thanks for the comments here in our chat. Squiddly Diddly said, can I just say I've loved every minute of this podcast. It gets better and better as the films got worse. It kept me working at Amazon and has made me chuckle every episode. We need more. Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome. I love it that people listen to have a laugh. So thank you so much, everyone who's listened. We didn't do any Rambo coverage today of the actual film. Hey, it's your guys' faults, but that was all the emails. Send us more emails. I will read those emails. I'm pretty sure the next Frank coverage won't be as much because we're going to record sooner. And like I said, that was about 3 weeks of Frank videos. So really, that was a supersized episode of Frank's videos. Other than that, Dom, I think this episode is over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off. It wasn't my podcast. You asked me to co-host, Ryan. I didn't fucking ask you.